My BHAG for me and my companies are to have vivid visions replace vision statements worldwide. So the BHAG by definition is a long-term company stretch that from the outside seems impossible and from inside your company seems plausible. And it's not to be measured. So you couldn't measure a computer on every desk. It's not a billion somethings or a million whatevers. Those are just big goals that people are confusing how the BHAG works. My BHAG for me and my companies are to have vivid visions replace vision statements worldwide. That's literally my company's BHAG. So it's in my books, it's in my speaking, my CO Alliance members use it, it's in my course, like everything is driving towards. And I know that to make that happen, I can then help all these organizations scale. I can give them the leadership team tools to scale. I can give them the plans to scale. So that's my company's BHAG. So yeah, still very relevant. In fact, I think of every company like a jigsaw puzzle, that your picture on the front of the box is your vivid vision. And the four corners of your jigsaw puzzle are your core values, your core purpose, your BHAG, and your one-year plan. And then the four sides of the jigsaw puzzle are all the people systems, right? From recruiting, interviewing, training, selection, onboarding, leadership development, the strategic thinking systems, your meeting rhythms, and your financial systems. Those are the four sides of the puzzle. And then culture kind of emerges from there. That's the way I visualize every business. So you need to have like you need to understand your current state and your skill set and what you're willing to or able to do to get there. But yes, I think we need people driving towards something, but you need them hitting it. You can't have stretch goals that people miss, because then they just give up. They don't believe in the goal. They don't care. So it needs to be reasonable that they can get there, which means they have to be the ones setting it, right? I get the team to set the goal and I try to stretch them. I try to move them. In fact, I remember Kimball Musk, it's funny I'm telling this story, but when I first hired him and he joined as a franchisee for College Pro Painters, I asked him how much profit he wanted to earn that summer, and he said 15,000. And I said, what would your summer or life be like if you made 20? He said, wow, if I made 20 grand, it would be game changing. Like that would be amazing. I said, do you want to put a plan in place for you to make 20,000 in profit? And he goes, yeah. I said, do you know what you need to do in revenue to get there? And he said, no. I said, let me show you. So I showed him how much he needed to do in revenue with the cost of goods sold, with the overhead to end up with the 20,000. Then I showed him how many clients he needed to get, how many estimates he needed to do, how many prospects we needed to find, where they were going to come from, we just built out the plan. And then every week for 17 weeks from May 1st until August 31st, he executed the plan. At the end of the summer, he'd made 21,000 in profit. So that's kind of the way I work internally with a company is I say, where do we think we can go with our employee net promoter score, our customer net promoter score, profitability, revenue? How's the stretch on those look? And then what would the plan be to get there? So even when Brian and I sat down with our chief legal counsel, Andrew Sherman, we just finished about 4 or 5 million in revenue. This was the end of 2001. And Andrew said, where do you guys want to be in 5 years? And Brian and I, without skipping a beat, said 100 million. And I remember looking to my left going, where did that come from? And he's like looking at me going, where did that come from? Both of us had never spoken. We both said 100 million. And then Andrew goes, that's the goal. And we went, okay, so that night we started to create the plan. We reverse engineered how to go from 4 million to 100 million in 5 years. And we did it. We went to 106 million. So it has to be plausible, but our budget wasn't $100 million budget. We had to execute against a budget, but we kept driving towards these bigger goals.
Love that. No, I love it. But that's pretty cool that you both came up with the exact same answer. Like this is what
I remember it as vividly as I'm sitting here right now. It was crazy.